good. Short little recap. Your group of elite warriors for Aldea heard about raiding on a border town, and that there was also going to be some caravans going up there, giving that border town some supplies. On your way over there, pretty close to the border town of Idrei, your company was ambushed by some raiders. You've defeated the raiders, and you even took 2 prisoners. And during your investigation, you found a potential site of where the raiders came from, possibly a demonic portal. Seems to be the most likely, as crazy as it sounds. And during your walk back to the main canyon area where you were ambushed, a gnome, Shimei. Over here. Shimei. Thank you. Shimei came from my own NPC names. Shimei was like, "Oh, thank goodness you're here. You're here to protect us. Here, let me bring you over to the caravan because we had to take a detour to avoid getting ambushed." And during that ambush, some of the guards, the guard of the caravan, were no longer with them, and there was a powerful cleric that also held back the adversary, but the cleric is also missing. But now there's a camp full of traders and guards. Morale seems low from your first appearance. The only person who's happy is Yap Yap the kobold.
Yap Yap, is that actually his name?
His name is Yap Yap.
Oh my god.
He's so happy.
He just wants to be your old mate.
Just wants to be your friend. Yap Yap seems very childlike. So yes, that brings us to where we are now. As we're going along with that, you notice that both Barbar and Skyla start having Barbar. Yeah.
Babar.
Babar. My brain wants to go to Bark as usual. Babar start having, you know, like with a mirage, right? How like in extreme heat, like vision distorts. So around the edges of their bodies, vision starts distorting, and they seemingly are snapped away in some blue lightning, and they seemingly disappear. You get the sense that they're probably all right. Probably.
Honestly, Baruch has already headed into the camp. He doesn't even see it happen.
Yeah, Paul was in front the whole time. I don't know. He probably didn't even hear it.
I think that like Adelaide and Kai would be bringing up the rear with these prisoners, and just poof with this. They just vanish from existence, and Kai just stops, and his hair stands up, and he just starts growling, and Adelaide just spins around to see that the bar isn't there anymore.
Neither is Skyla or Clip Clop.
Is there like, I appreciate the fact that you want to try to steer us forward, but I don't think that there's any world where Adelaide would not try to figure out what just happened here. Is there some kind of check that I can make?
Yeah, definitely an Arcana check. Start me
It's
some
a
Arcana.
bullshit check.
A bullshit check?
The short version is the Thomas check.
The Thomas check. Oh, Arcana. Yeah, this is the character. That's my wheelhouse for that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's see what happens.
That's a 3.
It seemed magical, whatever it was.
So I'm able to rule out non-magical means of spontaneous combustion. Okay.
Important.
Okay.
The other thing, I think, because I think you saw it, it looked very similar to how Skyla got here.
Okay.
It's very at least similar sounding. Visual maybe a little different, but definitely the sounding.
Okay. I think given the fact that Arcana is not Adelaide's thing, and being able to associate it with the way that Skyla got here, I think that she just sighs heavily. Baruch tried to warn her they weren't ready to use it yet. This is... You don't mess with that kind of magic. And then she just kind of spurs Kai along and follows Baruch into the camp.
Remind me, are the two prisoners being dragged behind? I'm trying to get a visual.
I think that Baruch was very insistent that Adelaide actually ride atop Kai. I think that she's been riding, and I think that their hands are bound still, and I think that she's been kind of leading them along, not dragging them, but walking, leading Kai at a pace that they can follow behind.
Yep. Prisoner train. Hands bound.
Okay. Super. So where are the prisoners going? They're just following Kai?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll drag him once you move your character.
Yep. And we're just following Baruch.
I
was gonna
say, this is a sizable caravan.
It wasn't a small caravan going to Idrei.
Small ones aren't nearly as profitable.
Small ones might be easily picked off.
As he's heading into the caravan, Baruch will quickly grab Shimei's shoulder and just be like, "Remind me, what were you shipping again? You were heading to Idrei?"
Yeah. Shipping all sorts of things over to Idrei. Food.
You don't have to be coy with me. We've been friends long enough. Don't have to be hiding what you're doing, unless, of course, you shouldn't be doing it. Right?
He leans in a little bit. Remember the defenses we put in at Shekinah?
Go on.
We were trying to build some more out of the border town to defend against Sharrukins. Very expensive.
And those shipments were unharmed, untouched?
Yeah, think so.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you'll have to ask Orpa, wherever she is.
Do I know the name Orpa?
No, not familiar.
Okay.
And points to the caravan behind you, with the cart behind you. You can wake up Terza too, but she's a little on edge at the moment.
Fair enough. I'm always good at taking the edge off of things, so I'll see what I can talk and find. Right.
Yeah. Let's look at the magical stuff here too.
Oh, and Shimei,
that was the most important one.
Do you happen to have some more secure manacles? We have a couple tag-alongs we brought from the ambush.
You see Adelaide just give the rope that she's holding a little yank. Kind of forces them to stumble forward a little.
They seemed quite eager to prove their usefulness so that, well, they didn't become a tiger's meal. Isn't that right, boys? Leans back toward the prisoners. Come on.
No.
I said eager.
Not dying sounds pretty good right now.
Better.
Was the one.
If you have any jobs around the camp, I'm sure they would be more than willing to lend their back to it.
Well, there won't be a shortage of that. Kanaz, Alion! He's yelling over to the two dwarves over here. You got any of those manacles? You know, the really harsh ones? Kanaz, one of the more armored
Harsh
dwarves.
manacles. How are the manacles especially harsh?
They just have a little
opposed-
scowl on them.
No, as opposed to the fluffy fur-covered ones.
Pink fluffy ones.
The harsh manacle. Oh,
Those are the ones that Shimei saves for his personal collection.
they like it rough, do they? Oh.
I'm coming. Kanaz comes over. Pulls out from his pack. He's got 2 pairs of manacles. I see what I need to do.
Work them hard, treat them fairly.
Alright, listen here, boys. We're gonna make it easy. You see that river over there? You're gonna be moving dirt into the river. Does that make sense?
No.
They nod in approval. And if you do anything funny, puts a pair of manacles. So instead of them being bound directly, it basically looks like there are 2 bracers on them. Now, if you do anything funny, these things will lock.
Don't tell any jokes.
No
And no
humor
slapstick.
allowed.
Is that understood? Both are nodding.
But no.
Boom.
They
What
lock.
did I say?
Now go over there and move some dirt. Walk off and they start moving dirt. There's a pair of shovels over there for them to start moving the dirt.
Is the
You can
idea
see some of the guards.
is the idea
Okay,
so that there's
I
that they can
have
get the
to
carts
ask.
across?
I have to ask. What is the dirt for?
Oh, we're probably gonna have to continue going along that way. And more dirt means less water for the caravan to go through.
Is that actually a sound plan?
Oh no.
Kind of shrugs a little bit. Keeps him busy.
Having the prisoners dam the river. How can this go wrong? Also, we've given them weapons.
It's okay.
I think that this is the first time that any of you except Baruch probably have seen Adelaide just dumbfounded.
Shimei looks over at Baruch, looks at the prisoners starting to work, looks back at Baruch. You must have said something to them, didn't you?
To the young men over there, of course. How else would we get them to join, see the vision of Great Aldea? Yeah.
Well, assuming we all survive this whole ordeal, I'm sure they'll live happier lives.
That's the goal. Now, when do you plan to head out? In the morning?
Well, we're about a little less than a day's travel away from Idrei.
Right.
There's just a small problem as he kind of puts his finger into the dirt and starts drawing a little bit. So, my memory is the path kind of looks like this. Right? Because there's this mountain over here. And then there's some ruins over here. And we're somewhere like here. Oh, probably should finish drawing this out. It's something like this. And we were attacked over here. And we made it off this way. Cleric's somewhere over here. And I could have sworn I heard that the people who attacked us are probably over here. So it puts us in a little bit of a conundrum on how do we get up over here without getting stabbed over here. We were thinking, barring any other reason, that we try to rush it over there. Maybe we'll have to arrive by night.
Superior forces at the ruins? At least in number?
God. Okay, he counts a little bit on his hand. I mean, if there's more than 10 of them, I saw a lot of them. Probably.
Right.
And frankly, I wouldn't want any of this to fall in their hands. That's the more worrisome one.
Obviously, this is the shortest path to Idrei, but likely they wouldn't be expecting us to double back. I'm sure we can find a valley or some sort of passage through the mountains if we need to. Me and my companions obviously have fended off one ambush, though there's always more, but blindly going ahead toward their fortified position doesn't seem wise.
Well, another year here, maybe I have an interesting idea. Something you might actually like.
I never like your interesting ideas, Shimei.
Yeah, I know, they involve you working.
Let's have it.
Why not ambush them? Create a two-part diversion. Once we pack everything up, we'll get up and moving up along the route. Oh, before I forget, some of the magical components do have a shelf life. That's the other pressing component. If they don't get installed or cooled down soon, I'm told by the other gnomes that funky things happen.
Understood.
And I don't want to be around to find out. So while we're running up and dragging some of their attention, perhaps you could sneak in and strike at the raiders.
Okay.
And then we meet up here together, and then you can hitch a ride with us.
Certainly a possibility. How far back was the ambush? A few hours ride?
Yeah, probably thereabouts. 3 or 4, half a day, half a sunlight.
Well, if we're setting off first light, if nothing else, I could have Stormtail and at least check out, see what if the cleric is still there, would be worth rescuing, bringing back.
I hope she's still alive.
If she's as powerful as you said she is, I'm certain a few scoundrels of Sharrukins can't deal with her.
There's no great way for me to explain this, but it was more than a few. It was more like a few dozen? Some scoundrels, which I think I saw the bodies of, and I found you.
Oh, Shimei. Haven't you heard the songs? The Majestic Warriors, each themselves, slay 10,000 apiece. If she's even half of that, I'm sure she's fine. Besides,
You know,
Storm Talon himself can take on a whole contingent by himself.
If you say so, I think it's worth it. Sometimes I wonder if the literature is true. You know, it's like in some of the old scriptures that talk about a day the sun stood still. Stood
Now-
there for hours and hours.
Shimei, you know better than to doubt my poetry and prose. Everything I write is always true. Gives him a little smirk.
Ah, you're so funny.
I am, actually.
He chuckles a little bit, and you see his mood is definitely brightened. Oh. You know, I guess there's a little bit of something I can give to you. You know, I don't think we're gonna necessarily need it. I think better fit for you. Rummages around in his pack. He gives you a pouch.
What's this?
Oh, it's some powders I've been working on. You have a magical skill. You know it's basically a single-use fog cloud. Yeah,
Interesting.
it obscures everything. I mean, it won't obscure our caravan, but it might obscure, a dozen people.
Yeah. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Certainly we could install Sure Shot up in the mountain there. Give him overwatch on the entire ruins. Pick them off fairly simply, while the rest of us clean up, moving ruin to ruin. Could work. Multiple fronts.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's not the worst plan. Probably the best with what we've got in our hands. I'd say tell the caravan to prepare. Obviously everyone travels armored.
We try our best, but might be helpful if you guys could help raise our morale a little bit. I mean, last battle really was a doozy.
What else am I here for? Besides doing the thinking for you. Right.
Rolls his eye, but in a friendly manner.
Get everyone working toward the morning. Get a good night's rest and we'll head out first light. I'll talk with my team. Make sure we can be ready for this counter ambush.
Okay, let's try and do it. Switching, different characters. Paul, looks like you were trying to talk to a lady.
Paul's just looking around. I wanted to give you the opportunity to, if he's walking around and any of the NPCs take the bait, I'll talk to him.
So, over on
Is this lady trying to sell stuff? Oh, okay. This guy wants to talk to me?
Well, he's just kind of just looking at you, but he doesn't pay you more mind. The lady, however, will tap on the table.
Oh. Hello.
Hey there. Don't see too many handsome fellows like you on this part of town.
You flatter me, but what do you have for sale?
Oh, all sorts of things. Of course, you can see the weapons on the table, but there's always a few things under the table. Taps underneath the table.
Okay, I'm going with this. He gives her a wink and says, "What's under the table?"
Well, I mean, not kind of leans in and whispers.
Oh.
Well, of course, the most critical thing needs to get to Idrei, but everything else is, our personal belongings are fair sale. It looks like you are sharp with the bow.
Yes, my trade is archery, yes.
She goes, it's like, you know, wait a minute while I grab you something you might enjoy. Goes in, looks in some of the supplies back here.
He's totally not checking her out.
Well,
looking at the
Christmas
sky, looking at the dirt.
Yeah, the man over across from him that's outside of this one. Oh, don't worry about it. She just likes talking like that.
What?
It's just her personality. Don't take it personally.
Sir, are you eavesdropping?
He's looking at you, kind of this whole
What?
interaction. He's like,
What is
rolling.
wrong with you? A little discretion, please. I'm trying to do business over here.
Looks for half a second, then he kind of just looks back over at everyone else, just keeping on his post and trying to keep an ear about, but he's recognizing what you said.
Eavesdropping, got it.
Yeah,
Yep.
just eavesdrop with his ears.
Yep.
It's like, you see some arrows, some arrowheads.
Oh.
They look a little bit sharper than what you expected.
They seem special. Okay.
They seem special.
Ooh, those look very fine.
Yeah, you take a little bit of extra time to sharpen the arrowhead, and
Do I have any freaking money?
You got 20
Oh, I
gold
do.
last session.
I do. I have 20 gold.
yeah.
If you need more, I do have some to spare.
Oh, yeah. Well, would you be willing to sell those?
Okay. You know, I totally forgot how much a +1 arrow.
It's 1 gold apiece. Mm.
One kiss.
I was
apiece.
actually thinking something like that, but
Oh,
it's not. It's not a +1 arrow. It's something a little bit different.
Wow, that's way cheaper than they should be. Yeah, those look great. Well, my name is Paul. What's your name?
I think Paul. It's Dina.
Dina. It's a
Yeah.
pleasure to meet you.
So these little arrowheads, just so we can get the transaction going, and then on to other things. I'll make sure to maximize the pain into a target.
Oh, brutal. Well, suppose every bit of damage counts.
Ah, indeed. You know, I like people staying in one piece, or at least people are friendly to me.
Yes, of course. I'm very interested in buying them. May I take the lot? Was there
Yeah.
like 5?
Yeah, there's
Something like that.
she has about 5 of them in her hand.
Okay. And she told me they were a gold apiece?
The children was a gold apiece.
Okay. Well, here. And he puts 10 gold on the table and says, I'm happy to find such treasures in a place that I did not expect.
Her eyes are shocked, given that you're paying double for it. Well, may these bless your journey. So mechanically, it's not a +1 arrow. It basically maximizes your damage die.
Mm.
So when you use this weapon, and if you hit, you don't roll for damage. You just do the max damage.
Massive. That's
If you
amazing.
crit, both the dice are max damage.
That's pretty good.
Yes. I'm very interested in these arrows. Okay, cool. I will mark my goal down.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Dina. I look forward to safe travels.
Indeed.
I should meet back up with my group, and hopefully I'll see you later. But we leave in the morning, right?
Yeah. If you overheard the conversation, yeah, you're probably going to leave in the morning.
Okay. Hopefully we'll talk again. Do-do-do.
Yeah, I guess I see Zerd
What's
also
this
with another
big-
comment.
Purple shit on the ground. Good lord. Who did this?
Harold and the purple crayon suddenly shows up.
Yeah.
Paul had never seen such filth before.
Yeah, I guess to answer Zer's question, it's not magical for terms of resistance. They just deal the max
Oh,
damage.
they're not magical items. Okay, well that explains how cheap they
They're
are.
just
Yeah.
masterwork serrated arrowheads.
They're
Yep.
big damage.
Big damage. Dina gives you a little wink before you go.
Oh, hell yeah.
If there were actual +1s, that would be more expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Holy shit.
15 GP an arrow.
Holy cow. That's good to know. So, switching to the next character, so like Storm Talon. Guess what's going on in your mind? Did you hear the conversation that Baruch suggested? Did you have your own ideas? I saw you flying between the trees as well.
Storm Talon is just making sure everything is in order. Making sure the prisoners don't run away if not properly looked after.
Storm Talon. Idrei.
Yeah.
Paul. Ah, there you are. Just kind of calls them all in.
Hmm. I see we've been strategizing this map on the dirt.
Shimei has detailed the caravan route. The band of Sharrukins who ambushed them seem to be holed up in these ruins here. The route basically puts them in harm's way. What we're proposing is a counter ambush of sorts.
I like it.
Here's this here points to the kind of large square in the center. That there's the mountain that the ruins butt up against. Paul, I figure if you can get there unnoticed, you can easily pick off those foolish enough to stick their heads out. Myself and Idrei, we can at least bolster what defenses the caravan does have, keep their attentions diverted, or at least split. Storm Talon, I can see you being useful, doing what you do, whether you go and propose or create a counterflank on the far north side. You always
Wherever I'm
cause
best suited.
wonderful distractions, and certainly search the battlefield to thin their numbers and distract their attention. There was another matter, though. A cleric of some radiant power apparently stayed back to ward off the initial ambush. Here, somewhere a couple hours back along the trail. Tuule, I think it might be best suited for you to see if she's still there. And possibly, if you think you can throughout the night, lead her to the other side of the mountains so that you can both flank from the north.
I see no problem in giving it a try.
If nothing else, we need you at the ruins sometime not long after dawn. We will be leaving here by dawn. I expect it will take us a few hours to get into position, as it were. So.
I'll be ready when it's time.
Perfect. Paul, any thoughts?
Sorry, I was muted. The position that you have me covering, will it be difficult to climb to?
Well, I don't know this particular mountain, but I'm sure there will be some climbing involved. I did receive this, and he takes the pouch out that Shimei had given him. This is some temporary cover, fog, as it were. if this would be useful for getting you there unnoticed, it's all yours for sure.
That could be useful to cover an escape. I wouldn't take that. I would suggest that maybe I leave a little before the rest of you. And out of character, Tatas, could you pick me up and fly me there?
Yeah.
Fuck
I have
yeah.
no movement penalty while grappling.
How much do you weigh, Paul?
So, he's a 180, 170, something like that. Wait,
What's
I
your
know.
carrying
Wait.
capacity? I just want to know if you're going to be moving slower or not. Because I think you can carry him.
Oh, no,
But I
he's
think if it's-
190. He's 190 plus armor and all that stuff, so it's going to be over 200 for sure.
Yeah, what's your strength score, Tuule? Because I think it's 15
Oh,
times.
it's not that much equipment.
Because if I remember the math correctly, 15 times 16, 240. If I remember correctly, if it's over half the carrying capacity, it reduces your speed by half. I think that's the ruling.
Well, that's for walking.
Yeah.
My carry capacity is 240 pounds. I have 64 pounds worth of weight.
Well, it was a thought.
I mean, I can drop off some of my stuff. I don't need to be carrying all of it.
Yeah, I'll climb it. I'm a ranger. I should be able to do this. Just leave a little early.
And
The darkness
besides,
helps anyway.
yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Plus, Storm Talon may be on the other side of the mountain, collecting our cleric for the counter offensive from the north.
I just need to set some sort of alarm. Smirks to himself.
Take advantage.
Shred.
Adel-
Mhm.
Being more intimately familiar with Sharrukin battle tactics than most people would be,
Mhm.
how solid is this plan? Like, is there anything, like any pearls of wisdom that she should be able to offer to this?
Yeah, let me just make sure I get the plan correctly before provide the information. So if I understand it correctly, we've got Storm Talon is going to investigate where the original ambush was, see if he can find the cleric, and then circle back by dawn to where the Sharrukin camp is.
coming in from the north.
Coming from the north. Paul, you're going to go basically out at night, scout the area, and then also join at dawn. And then Idrei, Baruch, and presumably Skyla, if she comes back, you will join the caravan and then split off. Basically, you're to attack the camp at like almost 3 different angles.
Yep. Or rather, the caravan acts as the distraction, keeping their eyes focused away from the smaller forces attacking them from the north and west. And then once their focus turns away from the caravan to deal with them, then the counteroffensive happens, and those martial warriors in the caravan take the hill and basically triple pincer maneuver on them.
So Adelaide, that actually seems like a pretty solid tactic. Sharrukins tend to like to strike with a large number very quickly. So if you can basically, I would say, almost overwhelm that, such as through this multi-pronged ambush, that does seem like a solid strategy. You just have to keep in mind they're very, not going to say hard to ambush, but for lack of a better phrase, they tend to be rather alert of when they're being attacked to relay it to everyone else.
Okay.
They may not be good at seeing people coming close and ambushing, but usually once the battle happens, they're usually ready to basically tripwire everything to go.
Okay. Follow-up question.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, do we know anything about specifically about the group of Sharrukins that are inhabiting the ruins right now, like a number or who they are?
No, not at the
Okay.
moment. Shimei has kind of said that there was a lot, and some of them were the people that you killed, but you haven't asked around yet other people what their opinion is yet. You'll probably figure it out because Shimei is still nervous from the encounter.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me. Sorry, I'm trying to words.
Oh, it's all good.
All right. Having been in a raiding party once before,
Mhm.
um, would Adelaide know whether there are like certain people that they should focus down first in
Hmm.
order to like overwhelm them quickly?
Yeah, roll me history at advantage.
Okay. $19.
Nice. So I'm going to bring it back to the other map just to show you how you've already encountered this before. So typically, Sharrukins are very top down. They would have a very powerful leader at the top, and then pretty much nothing but minions. The minions,
Okay.
for lack of a better phrase, follow the plan. So the person that Paul mercilessly deaded and looted the body of
Murdered.
seemed to be that leader. It seemed to be as soon as she died, things were going sideways initially, but the other raiders really couldn't adapt to the situation.
So without their leader, they fall apart.
They scatter and fall apart really quickly, yeah.
Okay.
So whoever, and usually leader's pretty easy to identify. It's usually the strongest person. This raiding party was unusual. It seemed like a non-magic user was the leader. Normally, it's some kind of magic user.
Oh, and we've heard reports of the horned person that seems to be cloned in multiple places. So
Yes. That you have. Probably the leader, whoever this horned person is.
Did Shimei mention whether there was anybody magical in this group in the ruins?
That ambushed them?
Yeah.
He hasn't yet.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think the implication was yes, because there was
Yeah, that's what I
a
figured.
bunch of attackers that
Yeah.
seemed unnatural, so it's presumed magic.
Okay.
Like I said, you can ask the people at the camp what their experience was. They might give you different information.
Mm-hmm.
Shimei kind of looks over to Baruch, looks over at Adelaide. Well, the only other person I know has a real good knowledge of the geography over here is Abraham. Points over to the man who was eavesdropping.
well, I suppose we consult
Oh,
him.
really? The fucking eavesdropping guy's the one I gotta ask about how to get up the fucking mountain. Great. Yes, Paul is eating in character.
I mean, to be fair, you had a long battle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I think Baruch would nod to Paul and see say basically, hey, yeah, go learn what you can, and then Baruch's gonna start moving through the camp, just talking with people, finding out what
On it,
information
boss.
he can.
No. Who you want to go with first, Red?
Let's go with you, Paul, since you're already at Abraham.
Okay.
Let me just.
Hello, sir.
Sorry, multitasking with putting some token names on.
Oh, thank you.
That way we're a little consistent.
Good lord, this is gonna help immensely next month.
But your heroes I saw.
Abrim, is it?
Abraham.
Abraham. Excuse me, I'm pronouncing
And-
your name incorrectly. My name's Paul.
Good to meet you, Paul. Nice. I think I
I,
overheard Shimei talk about something involving a map.
Yes, I have been tasked with a solo trek to, and he sort of tries to describe in words
Mm-hmm.
the perch that. Greg, what's your character's name again?
Baruch.
Baruch. Described to them in the plan. Do you have any maps, or are you just familiar with the area such that you could give me some sort of directions or pointers how to get up there?
Looks at you. He looks, because you're like mid 40s, 30s, I think. I'm trying to remember your age,
I think
roughly.
he's 30. Oh, let me look it up.
Yeah, because Abraham's about 50 something. He's somewhat older.
Oh, he's 26. Shit.
Spry for a white guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm a young whippersnapper. I'm half his age.
Yeah, young whippersnapper.
You're half Baruch's age.
Well, he does his best to put on a charming smile, and
He seems a little unimpressed. Some of it you may think is just because he's an older person, and yeah, you're a young whippersnapper.
Paul is undeterred.
Well, I don't want to send you to your death, son. So
That would be preferable, yes.
I guess could you at least show me something to make sure that the advice I give you won't, for lack of a better word, get you killed? Of course, I saw you came with the group, but you specifically.
You wish to test my mettle, so to speak?
Yes, in some capacity.
What would you suggest as a test?
Well, why don't you try and sneak on top of that caravan over there, cart, without waking up the occupant?
I see.
Because that'll probably be the hardest part, is there's lots of trees over in that direction.
Mhm.
And you know anything about rustling of plants? They create a lot of noise.
Indeed. I am a fairly good sneaker, so to speak, but I will give it my best. And
Sounds-
probably go over. Tata, so what was your character's name again?
Tuule.
Cool. Can you make a dramatic display? I could use a distraction right now.
Peacock feathers. Poof.
A little bit of lightning flying about.
Elemental
Oh,
burst
yeah.
on the center of the camp.
Perfect.
That won't scare everybody.
Burn down the center tent.
Hey, it would be distracting.
You did ask for a distraction.
I don't
And
know
I
how
assume
it
the door is
happened.
closed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he will approach cautiously, and you just let me know when you want me to roll stealth.
Sounds good. I'm going to need you to make 2 rolls. So
Two rolls. Okay.
I want you to roll an athletics or acrobatics of your choice, because it's about 10, let's call it 15 feet to climb up, because it's going to influence your stealth roll.
Okay.
Also, if you want me to make a distraction, I can play drums. I do have a small hand drum with me.
Oh. Really, that's really nice.
Mm. Yeah, if you're gonna play the
Okay.
drums, do the athletics acrobatics and add a +2 to it.
Well, we'll just do it in our heads here.
Yeah.
Do I have anything that's gonna help with this? Could I, craft Dread Ambusher, Ambusher's Leap? The start of your first turn of each combat, your speed increases by 10 feet until the end of that turn. Can I use that to assist me in any way?
Yeah, because I think it's Dread Ambusher, I think it's every initiative or something like that, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the beginning.
I think we can leverage that. Add another +2.
Okay.
Because you're basically moving a little bit faster.
So there's my roll. And boy,
Oh.
that's a 26.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, easily. Roll me a stealth with advantage.
Sir. Ooh, not good.
Oof.
Wow. Double 12s.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, because you rolled so well in the acrobatics, you do seem to get on top of it. Not nary a noise inside the cart.
He has not yet taken the time to secure the new arrows that he bought. And so they rustle a bit as he's, up there. And he
Yeah.
curses himself.
Yeah, they're a little heavier than your average arrow.
Need to tie those down. He gives a wink over to Abraham.
Abraham.
You and your ace names. Phew.
I think it's the last A name in this group.
Okay.
That should be the last one, yeah.
And he tries to make, he makes eye contact.
Yeah, he nods and then kind of gestures like, you can come down, but quietly.
Okay. He jumps down and walks to the beat of the drum that's playing right now. Gives a nod.
He chuckles.
Brother. Well,
I clearly underestimated you. My apologies.
no worries.
He ruffles around. He's got a bag, like a satchel, and he pulls out some parchment and he hands you over a scroll. Inside the scroll basically is a fairly detailed map of the environment. It's got like elevation. It's probably the most critical part. It's got elevation. It's got where foliage is. It looks like it's been drawn together for, possibly over the course of years. Because you can see some look like they were developed early, like the main path going over the major landmarks. And then as time went on, he's refined small portions, like this is where this tree goes. You swear one of it looks like it's got erased or painted over as the trees grew. So with that map, you'll have basically advantage on any sort of navigation or, because of the detail of the trees, I'd even consider a climbing check. Navigation, climbing, and in most instances, stealth in the area.
You said grants advantage
Yes, on
navigation.
navigation,
Starts
climbing, particularly,
climbing.
yeah, climbing, because it's agnostic for trees or mountains, and stealth. Stealth is presumed that you're not being actively shot at, so pretty much most cases of stealth.
In combat. Okay.
Yeah, not in combat, but outside of combat.
Oh, this is very detailed. I must compliment you. It's one of the nicest hand-drawn maps I've ever seen.
Thank you. It took me a while to transcribe it over from my original. Sometimes I wondered why I even bothered to transcribe it, since I didn't know who would use it, but I can see now the reason why. Probably the Allfather wanted me to give it to you.
All Father's blessings. Amazing.
Indeed.
Will you allow me to... I wouldn't dream of keeping such a map. Would you allow me to borrow it for the time being until we reach our destination?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, I thank you, sir, and I will retire to study this, if you don't mind.
Kind of gestures to, at your pleasure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there like a focal point of this caravan that there's like a lot of braziers and stuff around, but
Well,
Breeze.
probably the most work
Sorry.
that's going to happen is inside the
My
main
brain.
tent.
Okay, so I guess he'll go in there
Yeah,
and
because
sit
some of
down.
them are guarding basically their own carts. And then you got the 2 guards over here. And then you have the 2 dwarves and Yap Yap. And then you have the 2 ladies inside. They look at you, and then they continue their work basically organizing notes. There's a lot of paperwork and notes going through here that they're trying to organize and trying to make sure they have a detail. Looks like they're counting something.
He smiles and looks at them if they hold his gaze and says, "Would you mind if I used your table?"
Sorry,
My name is
multitask.
Paul, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So, this one over here on the right says, "Go right ahead. Make yourself at home. Just don't mind us with our inventory checking."
My name is Tiberius Stormwind of...
Oh, Lord.
Where was he from? He repeated it every time he met someone. Can't remember. It's too long ago. Anyway, he says, yes, I'm Paul.
If you need anything from us, I'm Zilpa, and she is Kezia.
Ooh.
If you need us to make a tea or anything, I'm sure we can give you one.
Oh, boy.
Be a nice
I really like
distraction.
this camp.
Lord.
Paul's smile widens.
Paul
Yes,
tenders his resignation.
No, he says, he comes back and says, "Could we take up guard duty full time? Preferably with this group?" No, he goes to work. Do you want me to make a check for the night just so you can move on to other people? So like for him to, study it and memorize it or whatever.
Yeah. I guess roll me like a nature, I think seems most appropriate.
And
Yeah, roll me a nature at advantage since you have the map.
Mm-hmm. Oh, terrible.
It just
Well,
takes you a really long time to really study
He
the map.
definitely needs some tea, so,
It's the caffeine.
Yes. Which I'm sure is lovely.
So Adelaide, as Baruch's going in, Paul's going in here, you hear a thunder, a small thunder crack going on, and it's with blue lightning and blue cloud, and Skyla has returned with Clip Clop.
She sees Skyla appear in front of her, and she just throws her hands up in exasperation. Do you even know how that stuff works?
Am I coming back in with like a scorch marks around the impact area and like hairs all out on Frizz, or what? How am I coming back in, GM?
So I would say, okay, so we began this, it's probably been about 20-30 minutes for the other people. You've kind of flashed out, and then from your perspective, kind of flashed out and flashed back in. Yeah, your hair is really frizzy. You know, like when it's like really, really, really dry, and like your hair gets a little staticky.
Well, are we talking like Hollywood just touched a
Not
You-
that extreme.
You've got a
Or-
70s perm. It's a full
Yeah.
dome. Poof.
Yeah,
Poof.
just lots of static electricity.
same with the hordes? Got it.
Definitely the horse.
Some of the horse hair is
God.
definitely standing up.
What? I can't hear you.
You can hear just fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit, okay. The DM just shut that down.
Oh, a bit?
You can hear it
No
now, just fine.
bits.
Just play
No
it.
bits allowed.
Maybe for about 5 seconds might be an issue. Then afterwards, I think it's fine. You can still
Yeah,
pretend
just-
that you don't hear.
Okay. The ringing has stopped. Sorry. Let's go with no. What's going on?
Well, you tell me. You disappeared, and now you're back again.
Well, I guess that settles that. What happened? How long have I been gone? No one's
No,
around.
that doesn't settle anything. What happened?
I don't know. You can ask the stupid inventor back at the Capitol how this all works. As far as I know, I was the first person to go through, and also with another animal.
Did you
Must be-
volunteer for that, or did it just happen?
Well, I was supposed to leave with you all. Other business got in the way, so
That doesn't really answer my question.
Yes.
Okay. You sure you have all your fingers and toes? Should you check?
She starts counting her fingers and then I think I'm fine. Thank you for your concern though. The horse looks more carnivorous though.
Its fangs grow
The
longer.
horse looks carnivorous. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
That was out of character, but
yeah.
I'll make sure to give a Clip Clop an extra ration.
it's just a couple fingers from one of the prisoners.
So it
Anyways.
sounds like we're counter ambushing a Sharrukin ambush in the morning.
All right, that sounds simple enough.
Yeah.
Tuule, I seen you swung by.
Well, Clip Clop needs to be fed.
Oh, that's true. The hungry
Tuule
horse.
just appears with apples. From where?
Summoned them with the drum. I imagine. Okay, I keep on messing it up. Klopkip is the actual name.
Too late.
That's what I have.
It's not Kip Cop.
It's not Kip Cop. That for sure is.
Also, I'm sure there's apple trees around here, so
Yeah.
no
Yes.
problem.
And it's spring, so
You're
winter's
up.
subsided. There'll be apple trees.
But apples aren't
You're up.
ripe in spring. Apples are ripe in the fall.
This is
They're
Aldea.
magic. They're magic,
Magic
apples.
apples.
This is
Magic
why
apples that right.
This is why the Aldeans wanted. It's a land of plenty. It's a year-round growing.
A land of spring apples and honey.
They're Benjamin Button apples.
Season. Oh no!
This is an arid climate, so is there really a winter for there to be a spring? I mean, it's probably fine.
It's my setting. I could choose to defy me.
The seasons go backwards here. Spring is fall.
Why? Magic, that's why.
I don't gotta explain shit.
We can grow fruiting trees all year long.
So now that you had your conversation about Skyla teleporting back in, I guess what's the next step for the three of you here? and then we'll go to Baruch, and then we'll cycle again.
I think that we would just like, assuming that there's nothing else specific that you want to do, Zerg. I think that Idrei would just spend the next few minutes just recounting to Skyla everything that we have discussed about our plans for tomorrow and the strategy and all that shit. You know, just go through that off screen so that we don't have to rehash this again.
The Spark Notes has been relayed.
Yep.
DM,
Yes.
what does the weather look like right now?
So I would say, since I'm going to put air quotes, in the mountains, sort of. The sky is mostly clear. There are a few scattered clouds in the sky. Otherwise, generally pretty sunny.
Okay.
It is out of winter going into spring, so the air is cool, and there is a slight breeze moving.
But does not seem to be any building clouds on the horizon
No.
that would herald any sort of storm.
No building of clouds or any sign of storm coming soon.
Okay. Baruch, as he's walking around just chatting, starting to chat with people, his mind is going back through strategies and everything, and he just realizes in his head, thinking about the map, if the caravan crosses at dawn, the moment the sun is rising, the moment the sun is most brilliant, it can offer cover because we are east of the ruins. The ruins have to be staring in, basically the Sharrukins in the ruins would have to be staring into the rising sun to see the caravan. Basically,
If you do it right at dawn, that'd be correct.
So
You fool! This planet rotates the other way.
it spins vertically. The sun rises and then south.
Actually, no.
There's
it's
only
flat.
one.
It's actually flat.
And the sun
Fresh cut
goes
grass.
around.
When did fresh cut grass get here? Damn it!
And the sun goes around the flat disc. Unless the disc goes end over end like a coin.
Unless
being
it's a
flipped.
disc world and the sun is always in the same part of the sky, and don't think about nighttime.
No, it's Rama, and the sun's on the inside, and we're the surface of the inside of a cylinder.
So, but anyway,
How's that for world building?
So Baruch thinks this through and realizes this is probably our best option. And as he starts going through the rounds, I don't know if there is. I think he wants to talk with. I think it's Tirza, who is the lady who seems to be in charge of the, I guess, more volatile materials that are being shipped for the defenses of Idrei.
Yes.
He'll obviously make sure he stops there and talks. Everyone else, he is going to make an appearance. He's going to chat with them. Nothing major. I mean, there's nothing like, unless there's super deep information he can get from other characters. He's just going to go around and chat with them, learn what they know of the ambush, numbers, just gathering information. But for the most part, it doesn't need to be anything that we play out in scenes unless there's actual, information that he could try to glean that somebody would normally hide or something.
Yeah. So let me show the names of some of these people.
Again, his first stop would be here at Tirza's wagon.
Yes, I'm just putting these names out that way. As you're walking around, you'll at least know them. So these three are dwarves, and obviously you have Yap Yap the kobold. Yap Yap will be really high side you. As far as Tirza, sorry, one more name. It's very quiet. It's a little warm. You have this dwarf, Othni. As you're kind of like peer inside, Othni.
He would approach Othri. Othni.
Yeah,
he would
Othni.
not
Yeah.
be creeping up to this thing.
Makes sense. Didn't even think about that for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, that's my move.
And then when he gets noticed, hi, I'm Paul. Yeah, he approaches Othni
yes.
directly.
Oh, yeah, she, oh. Maybe we should give her another minute or two of rest, although she's been in there for a while. Name's Othni.
My good dwarf, I approached you. I don't care really who's in the wagon as of yet.
Well, you will when she yells at you for waking her up.
I see. I understand.
Yeah.
My third wife is very similar. I understand indeed.
Oh, lucky you. Multiple wives. How do you manage that?
With humility and grace, of course.
Oh, you're so funny.
I know. How goes the shipment? What are what does the cooling situation look like? Obviously, we have a stream here. We could at least utilize that in some way.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, she did mention that as a potential idea. She points over. You see some water cisterns. She didn't want to potentially lose it in the river, given the way she described it, how slippery some of the components were. And truth be told, I think if I heard her correctly, not all the components are solid.
Interesting.
So yeah, VR cooling is just fine. She's just trying to make sure the most volatile ones, the ones that could turn to vapor, are inside the tent. And frankly, she doesn't trust the rest of us to look into it. I don't blame her. I've heard stories what happens when these components aren't stored properly.
No, yes.
Buildings go away.
The finest alchemists of the land are usually quite ornery about their ingredients, so I understand. It all is for the glory of the Allfather and for the betterment of Aldea. So.
Yeah, it's the betterment of our people.
Indeed.
So, really, at the end of the day, if you wake her up or not, she's just going to be mad anyways. It'll just depend whether she's going to be mad at you or she's going to be mad at the sky or something.
Well, I suppose that will be my burden to bear. Make sure you turn in early today. Caravan will be leaving before first light. We hope to make the pass at dawn so that we can use it as cover.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that sounds like a good plan. I heard you were going to suggest attacking that multi-prong. It might work. They're just...
See, your ears are keen.
Well,
Just gives them
can't
a
help
spark.
it over here when you're only like 15 feet away. See, Shimei forgot to tell you about the demon birds. One of the sorcerers seem to have summoned. An endless stream of demon birds.
Endless, you say?
Look, I stopped counting after like 15.
Well,
But yes.
there are many good schools back in the capital. I'm sure we can get you a better education. Just gives him a pat, and that's... and as he does that, he just smiles, and then we'll step around him. Well, time to draw the ire. Good luck.
You notice as he's kind of just dumbfounded, and he's... It sounds like he wants to yell at you, but he is trying to... You ever seen someone who is so mad, but he's like trying to be the better person? By not saying anything?
Why, I never.
Yeah.
I know that look very well. Baruch knows that look extremely
that
well.
is exactly the look you see of him. He is trying to exercise patience, one of the many virtues of a good Aldean.
And not one that the dwarves tend to harness too well.
Not very well at all. But yes, as you approach Terza's cart, you definitely notice a warmth emanating from it. Like, yeah, it's a cool breeze in the environment, but there's definite warmth. If you told me the inside was like 78 plus Fahrenheit, like, as soon as you open the door, you're definitely going to get a gust of hot air.
Yeah. He's going to very lightly give the door a light rap, and then just, Madame Tirza, a word if you might.
What?
You hear her, she's trying to sleep. You hear some rustling in the bed. Who are you?
In this moment, Baruch casts message to her and says, I am Baruch, the High Griot of Aldea. You would do well to wake yourself so that we may have a conversation.
Right, me. Does message need a visual?
Does not.
Nope. Okay. Super. Fine. Just don't open the door. Give me a minute. You hear rummaging going about. It sounds like drawers are being opened. Things are moving. Finally, she opens the door. You definitely feel a gust of hot air come right out. You know how hard it is to keep everything cool here and not turn this camp into a ball of flame?
I have some idea, yes. I have been privy to the research and alchemy materials needed for the defenses prepared back at the capital.
Yeah, and we almost had someone mishandle it, but unfortunately now he is bird meat.
So I take it you are the lead alchemist on this caravan, responsible for ensuring the delivery of these materials to Idrei.
That is correct.
How much longer do we have before the potency wanes?
I guess the better question is, how long do we have for it to become too potent? I would say, well, if we don't get to Idrei by the next nightfall, then I'm probably going to have to start tossing half of this stuff out and hope no traveler happens to catch upon it.
We certainly don't want that.
No, it's not good for the...
You're in need of a cooling solution, yes?
Well, once we are allowed to install it on components of the previous caravan at Idrei, then yes, things should cool back down to normal.
Right.
Just in the interim, well, you try carrying a stone block the size of a house on these rickety wheels.
Baruch turns his shoulder, sees Tuule and Skyla has returned. Ah, young Skyla. And Storm Talon. A word, please.
Of course.
He steps forward.
Both of you are skilled in manipulation of the elements, yes?
A fair bit, yes.
Yep.
Tuule, obviously, before you leave, I know you must be making for the pass far west of here soon, but if you two could work with Madame Tirza here, see if we can devise some sort of cooling solution for the materials within her wagon. Please listen to her instructions. She is the lead alchemist in charge of these materials. They are volatile, and they must be kept at a cool temperature. We do have the stream there. We could utilize that, but if you have better ideas that are, well, safe.
Water is used?
Certainly.
probably should explain a little better since I don't think you went to the Alchemy Academy at the capital.
I did not,
The-
but these two will be better suited for it. My magics are better suited for cooling feisty hearts and minds.
Well, let me at least give you the rundown to explain why it may be challenging, although... Guy looks over at us, Skyla. What kind of magic do you wield, per se? Do you deal with anything with force or radiance?
Not specifically. I'm able to channel some of my magic into the elements to perhaps harm most of the time, but would this potentially help? And she pulls out her decanter of endless water. She speaks the basic word for
Mm-hmm.
splash, and then just dumps a gallon of water out on the ground in front of her. I can make more.
Well, Baruch, I guess this is the more you know situation. The water coolant really is a secondary solution to the problem. The primary problem is that essentially the components decay into radiance. And that when that interacts, then it creates the explosion. Cooling with water somewhat solves at least the thermal problem, but does not solve the degradation problem.
Well,
But it's better than nothing, so I'll take what I can get. If we at least could keep some of the most volatile crystals, at least in a cooler condition, that'll make sure we can move faster for everything else.
perfect. Storm Talon, Skylar, I leave it in your capable hands. Madame Tirza gives her a nod and then heads off to make his rounds.
Baruch, it finally dawns on you. Tirza has some really significant bags under her eyes. It does not look like she has slept well, not just last night, but for the past several nights.
He understands. He's not at all surprised at that. Most scientific folk tend to have those bags under their eyes in his experience, so it's not particularly surprising. It's off.
You.
So, like,
All right.
if I understood Baruch's commentary, you got water. Can you make water cold like ice?
I can make sure it stays in the places that it needs to be. And I can definitely cool it down with wind.
We got water cooling and air cooling here, guys. This baby ain't gonna overheat at all.
Well, I guess the first stop would be kind of gestures you over to basically a very crude swamp. Essentially, it's a swamp cooler, but it's not an automatic pump. Obviously, it's just more of some kind of pipings going in and out. Well, that water's warm. Can you at least cool that water? Actually, it's cool there. You said you could make more water, right? Skyla?
Oh, this little heirloom of mine can, yes.
Well, let's put it to the test.
It could
Yeah,
also
dump-
do it really explosively, but I don't think that would really help in this situation.
I mean,
Unless
do
you
you
want
like dying?
to... No, unless you want to force the pipes out with the Cold water.
No, I don't want to make them any more unstable than they already are. I've already lost sleep in this whole journey, even before we got ambushed.
I'll use elemental attunement to cool the water down as best I can.
Don't you get the cantrip that can do something as well?
That's more controlling it. It doesn't say anything about cooling it, though.
Gotcha. I didn't remember.
Yeah, the closest thing I think it would be
making-
the wind.
Yeah.
It won't be super efficient, but it's better than nothing.
I mean, but also with elemental attunement, I can just do cold strikes.
Yeah,
Punching the water to cool it down.
I'm sure it's a logical thing to do, is you could cool the water down with it. I don't see an issue with it.
I'm just slapping it to make it cool. Slapping the heat away.
I mean, if we're using that logic, I can chromatic orb stuff into ice.
Yeah, we could be using a bunch of spell slots for that. He's not
Well, if
using.
we're going into a long, unless we're like getting up.
It's
in
a
the
short
middle of the
rest.
night. Oh, it's a short rest. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
I'm not worried about using my key points because I'm going to get them all back as soon as we enter combat.
Yeah, I have the only cantrips I have that would help are chill touch, which is not actually. Wait a second, this is 24. Nope, it's necrotic.
Yeah, they never like the name of that cantrip, anyways. But yeah, you could
There
use.
is- I can make cold damage. I don't.
That's
know
what I'm
if
doing
that-
as well.
Yeah, I'm just so I think elementalism is the cantrip. I think cooling something down with elementalism seems to be on theme with the what is it? It's not beckon
Secondary.
You spray
beckon air or beckon water.
You create a spray of cool mists that lightly dampens creatures and objects.
Yeah.
And then I can
Swamp.
also. Yep, swamp cooling.
Yeah, it's basically a very crude swamp cooling system.
Maybe you can cool down Tirza too.
Yeah, she definitely seems buggy and sweaty.
I can help with the cleaning part of her as far as that's concerned, but okay, sure.
Yeah, she looks disheveled.
Prestidigitation can cool things, cool water.
Oh yeah.
Just
That'll be
repost
needed.
that again.
Chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material.
Yeah.
Boom. Problem solved.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. I can chill it. There we go. It's colder. Awesome. I'm glad
Perfect.
I posted that.
So yes, Tirza is very thankful that you're able to help her with that.
Yeah, you
As
can
she-
cool it down, and I'll keep it in place where it needs to be for an hour.
As you guys are working on that, she walks back inside. She's like, wait, I got something. A little gift. All your hard work. She comes on out and she gives you she's got one little potion of a little bag of herbs.
Oh,
Like, yeah, just if you ever have a wound, it's something that the botanists are working on. Just have a little wound. You see actually a wound on her. It's a little burn mark on her forearm. It's usually on the other side, so you weren't able to see it earlier. Let me show you. Pulls out one of the herb leaves and then applies it directly on the burn mark. You see the burn mark go away. You know, just apply it. Should be pretty quick. Should help you. If I can spell it. Gives Skyla some herbal healing leaves, and they do 1d4 plus 2.
Like aloe vera.
Basically super aloe vera.
Hmm.
So it's 1d4 plus 2 HP, and you can use either a bonus action or an action to apply it. And there seems to be plenty of leaves in the bag.
So, is it a straight up check or straight up usage or?
Yeah,
No
but there's
check
so many
required?
uses in it. Like there's probably like 20 or 30 leaves in there.
That's a lot of uses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go with 20. 20 sounds more than reasonable.
Can you use them all at once?
Brew 'em into tea,
20
and now you got a
D4?
healing potion.
20
How many
D4 plus 40?
dimensions? How many dimensions can I see into if I just down the entire bag right now?
What if we smoke them?
Exactly.
Ah, yes. I've made
I
a
can
salad.
light it with my
stickiest of
prestidigitation. I can light it.
Yes, one more can apply. Yeah, you know what? No, you can apply as many as you want. You want to apply all 20 at once? Go ahead. Yeah, your psychology might be a little.
No one tell Knox we can do that because he'll do it.
I give it all to the horse and see what happens.
The horse now
Anyways.
thinks it's a Pegasus.
And then it actually starts flying.
Suddenly a unicorn
Healing
appears.
leaves give you wings.
Just makes the horse extra gassy.
That's the end of the flight. Anyways, in character.
No. Oh god.
I'll make sure to try and provide feedback on how exactly it works. Tuule, if you don't mind, I could keep this with me. You seem to usually have your hands occupied. The key to battle.
Keep 'em.
Alrighty. And camera pan.
You're bringing it over to Idrei.
So, I guess that Idrei, like, Baruch is the information expert. So Baruch is, he's making the rounds, gathering intel, Idrei's version of making the rounds, I think, is going to be assessing, like, the security and the safety of the caravan. Just, like, checking everything out to make sure that, like, the people who are going to be fighting are armed properly, like everyone knows what the plan is, and that just assessing the sense of preparedness for what is to come in the morning.
Hmm.
Yep.
So yeah. Yap's walking along on his own. It'll happen when it happens.
Klopkip goes and eats him.
Yep.
So for assessing for security, Abraham over here has got a sword. For it seems like one of the guards. You have Othni as another one of the guards. You got Elion and Kanaz. They're kind of just sitting about. Well, it looks like Elion may or may not have told Yap to go along. The other major guards that you see would include these two over here. One's got a massive longbow. The other one, I think I'm gonna figure out what I gave him. Anyways, in terms of like who's prepared, when it comes to equipment, I think the three dwarves over here seem the most well equipped for a battle. They're wearing heavier armor. Abraham's wearing a much lighter leather armor. The massive longbowman over here is multitasking with What weapon does everyone have? Oh, here we go. You know, hiding in this, not hiding in the shade, but resting in the shade. That's not my word. Standing guard in the shade. Well, it looks like this one over here, right at the edge, is practicing some kind of magic every now and then. Just creating a little spark in his hands.
Mm.
Mostly ready?
Do any of these people seem like they've actually... Do they seem green? Or do they seem... Or does it look like they have had some kind of combat experience before? Like, how fucked do they think they are?
It'll depend, I guess, who you ask. It's kind of hard to tell from a initial viewing. If you're gonna say who's the most confident of them, like the least screwed, probably the two dwarves sitting. Sorry, this one's sitting on a barrel. And this longbowman seemed the least screwed.
Okay.
Abraham over here just seems too nonchalant. Just
Yeah, I just don't like the
everything.
look of him. He just, yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
I'm good with him.
It's too unbothered. The other ones do seem a bit more nervous. I mean,
Okay.
Othni's putting on a good show of things. I mean, you also talk to Shimei, who seems to be more of a nervous wreck.
Define, Othni is putting on a good show. Is he faking it, or,
Insight check?
yeah, I'll make an insight check, sure.
Still just angry. Because Baruch told him that he can
Oh,
learn
that
to
is
count
a
higher
natural
than 15.
18 for a total
Ooh.
of 22.
You've seen these people. I mean, you've met these people before. The ones who think like, yeah, I could take on the biggest Goliath in the town. I could totally do it. And then, like, when the time actually comes, they're like, nah, I could totally beat him. I don't need to fight him. He puts on a good show to show how like, masculine and machismo and how much he could totally take into battle. But deep inside, you can definitely see he would prefer not to fight, which is part of the reason why he's a caravan guard. You're probably less likely to get into a battle in a caravan guard versus more proper military order.
That worked out well for him.
Right?
Yeah, the plan is not working at the moment. But he's also in some nice fancy armor. So that's at least giving him some confidence.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, let's see who else would seem different, just thinking out loud.
Mhm.
This one's hard at work. Looks like he's just flaying a fish at the moment. And then this one, who's actually an elf, everything seems like fun and games.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Mhm.
Of the people that you've described to me, who seems like they have the most pull in terms of like if I were to try to or not me specifically, but if they were given some kind of like leadership position, like in a battle situation, would they be taken seriously?
So there's probably two from the visual that seem the most confident. You have the longbow man over here.
Well, I'm trying to go at it in a way of like Adelaide is almost in her 50s, and she has a lot of combat experience. So I feel like, you know, she's a pretty seasoned veteran, and I feel like she would have a pretty good idea, like a pretty good sense of she knows a good leader when she sees one, for the most part. Yeah, as far as combat prowess is concerned. So I think that she would be looking specifically for someone that she can lean on.
Yes. If you're gonna go with the most, right? Probably gonna be Elion.
Okay.
He's an old dwarf.
Now, am I looking at his token correctly? Is that robes that he's wearing? Is he a magic user or?
Yes, that
Okay.
it's not robes, it's metallic armor, although it kind of
Okay.
looks like robes. Now that you'd yes, he would be a magic user. In fact, he is a paladin just like you.
Okay. All right, cool. So, I think that Adelaide will leave Kai on the outskirts of the caravan. So she's not leading this massive tiger through the through the stands, and yeah, she's going to make her way toward Elion
Mm-hmm.
and just give him a polite nod. You look
Pleasure
like
to
you
meet-
know. You look like you know how things work around here.
Keen eye for talent. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. You are
Adelaide of Corsica. Pleasure.
Elion of Hatsua. Probably should call Yap Yap back here any day now. But yes, I'm the most senior of the guards. The only one I don't have, well, I guess he's signed up for the moment. He's not a permanent member. Is Malkiel over there with the bow. Although, like me, he has traveled far off to get here.
Have you ever fought Sharrukin before?
Oh, I have fought all sorts of things. Sharrukin is just one of many on the list. You hear the other dwarf, Kanaz. Yeah, like the time, like how you acquired Yap Yap. You went deep underground. Fought off a dragon. And then, well, I still don't understand why you took Yap Yap under your wing instead of just killing him like the rest of the kobolds.
Sorry, the dragon was underground?
So can you make a religion or a history check?
Oh, sure. Okay. Ha, 10.
10 total?
Yeah,
Okay. Of religion or history?
history.
Okay. You have heard of an event a couple hundred years ago called the Dragon Blight. So initially, supposedly, a lot of dragons attacked. Here, let me go back to the world map for a second. Excuse the crude drawing. Supposedly, a lot of the dragons attacked basically from the north.
Mm-hmm.
And basically attacked all across the sea. Now, despite being repelled from many of the native civilizations and basically creating a small apocalypse, in between that and from a previous ancient civilization, the Avrim, the survivors went deep underground for safety. Dragons tend to like extremes. Extreme cold, extreme heat, extreme heights, extreme depths. And so some of the dragons that caused the Dragon Blight made their residence deep underground. Oh, I guess one more thing related to that. Dragons can't naturally create offspring. What usually happens, or what the stories you've been told, is that they create little kobolds, and then essentially through some kind of dark ritual, involving some kind of magic, then eventually the kobolds, one of them becomes a dragon.
Okay.
I guess 2 more things
With-
that might become relevant. Aldea is down here. Hatsua is up here in the north. And while this is a version like 1.5 of the map, there's a lot of mountains in Hatsua. Well,
so with now that lore dump has just happened,
Mhm.
Kanaz was saying that Elion fought a dragon underground and walked out of there with a kobold.
correct.
Okay.
And Kanaz is like, why didn't you kill the kobold? They're basically all not good. They're going to become a dragon.
How full of shit do I think he is?
Um,
Can I make an insight check?
absolutely, you can make an insight check.
This seems a little far-fetched, and I'm just curious. No, that dice hasn't been nice to me. I'm gonna use this. Yeah, no, that's worse. 8.
I mean, he's saying it like it's true. You
Okay.
not sure you have the confidence. Like this sounds like a big BS story.
He believes it. All right.
Yeah, Kanaz. It's an innocent life, and you know the Allfather believes all life is valuable. You know, not every orc is evil, not every human's evil, not every dwarf is evil, not every dwarf is good. You know, we're gonna take a chance with the kobold. And besides, I raised him right. Seems friendly enough. See a giddy little kobold walking back. Smiling, probably the first big, wide-mouthed smile in the camp you've seen. Father! Hands over a flower. Flower! Aww. Gives a little pat on the head.
That's actually adorable.
Yap Yap? Yes! Can I introduce you to Gestures for you, Adelaide? Kobold looks at you with a big, wide smile.
Yap yap.
Yes!
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Miss, what was your name?
Adelaide.
Adelaide! That's a great name!
Thank you. I'm rather fond of it.
Would you also like a flower?
Sure.
Runs off giddily. The great sword on his back is swinging a little bit. The sword's basically as big as Yap Yap himself. Never kobolds are about 2-3 feet. They're very small.
Despite her initial thoughts about this chaotic little kobold running around the camp, I think that Adelaide can't help but look after Yap Yap running off with a smile. Hearing Kanaz talk about the idea of not everyone is inherently evil or inherently.
Elyon's the one
um,
saying that, not Kanaz. Kanaz is like,
I'm sorry,
all the
Elion,
kobolds
yeah.
are evil.
But that concept is obviously one that means that speaks very true to her, being from formerly from Sharrukin herself and having spent her entire life trying to prove that she is more than just a product of her birth. And if a kobold can find redemption, then why can't she? And seeing Yap Yap return with this flower, she's grinning.
As you're kind of looking over where Yap Yap getting the flower, Elion talks to you. You must come from far off too, then. Yeah, the kobold's probably the most joy many people have seen here in a while. To be as innocent like him again.
Would Adelaide have ever seen a kobold before?
Probably yes, and probably in a very not positive manner.
Okay.
Brief version is, are you familiar with the Skaven in Warhammer?
No.
Okay. You're familiar with Tucker's kobolds?
Yeah.
They're basically terrorists, and yeah. Think Tucker's kobolds is the norm.
Okay.
They ambush you, they drag you off, that kind of thing.
I have to admit, he's much more mild-mannered than the other kobolds that I've encountered in my travels.
That he is. Like I said, you've raised him with love and care and joy and hard work and the All-Father's blessing. Maybe you could change someone's heart. Yap Yap gives you a flower. Very pretty flower with the stem.
She takes the flower and puts it in her hair, like just behind her ear.
Somehow you couldn't believe it, but Yap Yap's grin is even wider.
Starting to get a little creepy now.
Noticing it's not appropriate, but you like flower?
I love it. Thank you, Yap Yap.
Does a little giddy dance. Elion kind of looks at you while looking at Yap Yap. I take it you probably had a hard life growing up.
That's a safe assumption. But safe to say I share your opinion. I believe that redemption is possible for us all.
You're loved by the All-Father, so the All-Father can love others.
Truer words were never spoken.
Whew. Well, maybe on a less dreary topic. I think I overheard some kind of murmuring about some kind of plan to move next on.
Yes.
I didn't hear much after that.
Yes, I was actually hoping that I might be able to bend your ear about that. You seem like you can handle yourself, and you seem like you might be able to handle other people.
Yeah, I mean, we're on the last leg of the journey. We're almost there. That dreadful ambush did not do well.
Well,
fortunately
or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, I have a fair amount of history with the Sharrukin, and I think that my party and I have come up with a bit of a strategy for the morning. I'd love to tell you about it, get your opinion, and if you would, I would love your aid if you would be willing to give it.
Certainly, since other people may be afraid to tell you specifically, I guess, what happened, I will do my best to recollect the events of the ambush.
My friend Baruch is usually the one who gathers the information, but I'm eager to hear anything you have to tell me.
I'm sure he may swing by soon enough, and want to eavesdrop and listen in as well. I guess start at the beginning. We're moving our caravan along the path, and there are probably another 8-10 of us guarding it. And in the front was Sarah, the cleric. She's not a Majestic Warrior, but she probably could be one day if she continued. I mean, she's very young. I'm sure if she continued her path, she would become one of the Queen Abigail's trusted soon enough.
We have quite a few young members among us. I believe Skyla is one of our youngest, I believe.
Oh, that's good. You're certainly a blessing to the kingdom of Aldea. Anyways, I was getting back to the story. There was a boulder or two on the way, and that's mountainous terrain. These things happen. Then, as we were attempting to move the boulders away in one direction, from the rear came the most number of, I don't know how to describe it. I would say demonic chickens, but they look like, I mean, you know what a chicken looks like, but imagine if it was twice its size and lost all of its feathers. And they were practically innumerable.
Does the creature that he just described ring any bells?
Give me a religion check.
Oh, I'm great at that. $14.
You've heard of demonic creatures that sound similar. It does sound like what you expect a demonic creature. You may not know the specifics
Okay.
of it.
But something fiendish.
Very, let me double check the stat block on it. Yes, very fiendish.
Okay.
Very chaotic. Well, that and the other ambushers on the top of the hill around the area, just raining down and attacking us. In between all those pincers, Sarah, the cleric, believe the spell she cast was Spirit Guardians, and just told everyone just focus on the boulders and moving away, and she'll hold off the rest of the attackers. While we were escaping, some more of the guards were cut down by the tiefling and orcish and human bandits. Well, she stayed behind, and while we were running off, that was the last I saw of her. She seemed to hold her own, at least for the moment.
I'm so sorry. One of our goals for tomorrow is to hopefully save her, assuming that she still lives. But if she's as skillful as I've been led to believe, then hopefully she's been able to hold on.
If I knew anything about the Sharrukins and their occasional attacks on Hatsua many years ago, they'll probably want to capture her. I doubt they would kill her. Try
What
to
would they
convert
do with
her.
her? Convert her to what end?
To whatever end they want. Turn them over to their side. I guess suppose if she still continued to resist, maybe they'll execute her as a show of force. But not without at least trying to tempt her. I doubt she'd be tempted, though. She was very strong in her faith.
How familiar would Idrei be with Sharrukin interrogation techniques? I mean,
Probably pretty familiar, actually, given your age and...
okay, so if what was the cleric's name?
Sarah.
Sarah. So if Sarah has been captured and they are trying to force her to convert, like what is she probably being subjected to right now?
Blanking on the word. They're basically gonna try to force a demon inside of her. Like demonic possession.
Oh, great. Okay, wonderful.
People aren't nice in this time period. And then presumably if the demonic possession doesn't work, well, it's kind of a scaling thing. First, it's kind of like a, come on, just join us. then it's torture,
Mm-hmm.
then it's attempted demonic possession. If that doesn't work, the end state is like, you know what, this isn't worth the effort. Let's just crucify her.
Oh, okay. So forced demonic possession is step 3.
4.
4. Okay.
4. Yeah, step 4 is just kill her in the most
Okay.
painful way imaginable.
Okay. So right now we're on step like 2, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, you're probably in step 2, which is just beating the snot out of her.
Okay. Well, I sincerely hope that that the fight still rages on, because if they have captured her, then she will wish that she was still fighting a battle of the sword.
One can all hope. But having read the scriptures, yeah, there are fates worse than death, but even in the darkest places, the All-Father can still use us.
That's why we're here.
You know, so it doesn't... In some sense, she's at least a little lucky, as morbid as this is going to sound. Because, you know, most of the time, if you do a defense, like, put your horse in the wrong stall, it's just straight to crucifixion. Which, Adelaide, you are familiar, unfortunately. You know, like that Parks and Rec meme where it's like straight, you know, believe it or not, go to jail?
Mm-hmm.
It's, believe it or not, straight to crucifixion. Put your horse in the wrong area, straight to crucifixion.
Okay.
Insult the king, straight to crucifixion. King just doesn't like you, straight to crucifixion. Anyways, I guess on a less dreary note, yes, I think I could organize at least a little bit of battle plans or a little more organized on the attack against the raiders. Told there was some kind of old Avram ruin they might be interested in. This is just hearings and rumblings from nearby towns.
Yeah. And if it's anything like the ones I fought, then if it's anything like the ones that I fought before, I think if they overwhelm by sheer force, usually, right?
Very crude, but yes, very battle tactics aren't really tactics.
Yeah. So they can't function without their leadership. We remove their leadership, they completely fall apart.
Indeed. Well, they don't like competition for leadership. That's really the problem. If you have too many leaders, then they don't work at all.
So seems to me that our priority should probably be figuring out in a hurry who they listen to, and then take them out first. Agreed.
Should be pretty easy. Usually everyone kowtows to the leader pretty fast. Kind of an obvious flaw in their thinking, but they can't help themselves.
Well, it's rather fortuitous for us, though.
Yeah, we are blessed with their sin, if that makes sense. I know, it sounds really weird, but...
Well, I suppose that we should take whatever blessings we can get in circumstances such as these.
Indeed. You know, you probably still should talk to Malkiel over there. I can lead the people in a more melee battle, but he'll have to deal with the ones that attack at range, the backline.
Oh, I think that he should talk to Paul.
Well, unless he's thinking he's gonna do something with Paul. I don't know. The guards, even under my best attempt, they don't want to leave each other behind. Even as going with someone else who may be extremely competent in their craft. some of it is a, brotherhood or sisterhood forged within it. The other part is it's pretty difficult to separate a bond, even if it may be slightly advantageous. Kind of gestures a little bit.
Well, I can certainly try to talk to him. We need every advantage we can get, after all.
Indeed. It'll be a tough battle ahead, that's for sure.
I'm confident that the Allfather will see us through.
I'm glad we're both people of faith, then. Kind of. So, right, yap, he's just petting on Yap.
She gives him a polite nod and then turns and starts walking off.
Sounds good. Paul, you're still working on it inside?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
totally
You've been a
crashing
long
out
week.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries.
But yeah, he goes to sleep alone. Very,
Mhm.
very particular. Want to make sure
Mhm.
that's clear.
Yes, okay.
And
Yeah, we'll finish
I
up with the
don't think-
social encounters here, and then we'll go basically take the short rest, and then we'll do another session of everything else.
right. I don't think Paul would recommend having people be with him either, because the range is ridiculous that he wants to be at. So
Yeah.
And
If that makes
Baruch
sense.
doesn't. Baruch's specifically sending Paul to do this alone because he knows that that's where Paul's best at. He wants every other archer, every other ranged combatant with the rest of the caravan so that we can hit them from both sides. The moment that sun comes up, they're blinded. We are not. We have our backs to the sun. We fire when they're not, when they can't see. So,
Exactly. Sounds good. Yeah, if you need to crash out, don't worry. We'll let you rest.
thank you. Good session. Yay.
Yeah. Super. All right, let's circle back to Baruch then. So, I don't know if any of these people seem interesting.
no, I think his main thing is he's just going around greeting people, making sure they are aware that there are Majestic Warriors now in their midst who will be helping with their defense, ensuring them that yes, we will arrive in Idrei tomorrow by sundown. Just being a force of encouragement, of bolstering morale. Yeah. So
It does seem to help their spirits a lot. They were once dreary, but now they are. Well, even if it's dreary, it's like, well, at least there's a purpose or something. Not like they're going to get killed.
do you mind if I make like a persuasion check to see?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Didn't know if you want to make it or not, so.
I am going to give myself a bardic inspiration. I think I can do that.
I think so. That sounds about right.
Let me double check real quick. Doo-ba-doo-doo. Bardic inspiration. Nope. I can inspire another creature. I can't inspire myself. That's okay.
Yeah, you're already inspiring, so.
Yeah. Alright. Persuasion. That's a natural 18 on the die for 29. With a plus 11. So, yeah, almost a 30.
Please remind me when this comes to the battle. Let's just say you give all these NPCs like a plus let's see, it's 27. Gotta do his math. 12 temporary hit points.
Sweet. So basically, the caravan is bolstered with 12 temporary hit points. Everybody.
Correct. Not you as PCs, but pretty much all the NPCs.
Cool.
Do my 16 temporary hit points from before last the whole time?
They last until a long rest.
Since you're only
Perfect.
getting a short rest, then they still stay.
I'm not going to re-roll that. That's the most I can give you. So hold on to those.
Yeah, the caravan. Like I said, to be specific, it's not the player characters, just the
Yeah.
caravan.
Yep. So yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just going around being his gregarious self.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. I'm trying to think, like, is there any of these NPCs that would have something interesting? Malkiel actually would be interested to hear you talk some more, actually. Because you're doing the inspiration, he would actually, like, he's going to have one eye on the two prisoners, but kind of gesture you to come on over.
Sure. Just makes the rounds here, encourages them, then finally works his way over.
Kind of looking over the two prisoners and like, I see you're a proud storyteller, a noble tradition.
Yes, indeed.
Where do you hail off from?
Far off lands of Achiel, in fact, but I have been serving under Queen Abigail and her retinue for 3 or so decades. It's been a while since I've returned to my home.
Wow, as far as you traveled from east to west, traveled from west to east. I travel from the east to the west over here.
Really?
Yes, I am from Tabari. Proud people living in the mountains.
Yes.
The far side of Sharrukin.
I have heard of your people. Fierce warriors. Still yet to be cowed by Sharrukin Empire and their expansions.
Yes, we're going to thank the mountains for that. Well, I suppose I must ask. You traveled very far. Achiel is practically at the edge of the sea entrance, over to the Endless Sea.
Yes.
What did drive you to go from basically the edge of the world to the center of it?
Threat of death.
That is a powerful motivator.
Indeed. Politics can be messy, as you are more likely aware.
Fortunately, quite aware as a emissary and diplomat. Just trying to learn more about the Aldeans.
Well, they are a good people. Their queen is seeking peace in a way. These Sharrukins seem hell-bent on disrupting that. But we, as her Majestic Warriors, seek to help her bring about peace and prosperity. An age of commerce, an age of new learning, science, all the things that support the great world the Allfather has made for us.
Yes. Part of the reason I took this job is I too worship the Allfather. There's a small enclave in Tabari. Of course, it makes it very difficult to travel to the Great Temple in Shekinah. But I hope in the future it's easier for us to make the pilgrimage over. I've heard new things are going on at the temple. They finally installed that light.
Yes.
I'm not sure you're familiar with if that's actually been done or not.
He just gives a small smirk. I'm familiar with most things that happen in Shekinah. And yes, they have completed the great beacon above the Temple of Shekinah. It is definitely a great boon to the city and its defenses.
Oh, how glorious. Our temple barely makes it bigger than a room, but it's small and humble. It's something I think we think the Allfather would still appreciate, even if it's not as grand or majestic, the one you worship in.
Well, the Allfather seeks not the grandeur as much he does seek those humble and contrite.
Kind of continues taking a peek every now and then, just seeing as the rocks slowly get more and more dirt over it, smoothing it out. Indeed. Although, I think I heard from Shimei earlier that you two know each other. Is that true?
As I said, anything that goes on in the capital I am usually aware of. Shimei is... well, between you and me, he's a little bit of a weasel, but... he has his uses.
I was gonna say that sounds like what many people describe the gnomes as.
Oh, not all. They are very useful people, of course. We all have our part to play in the great, well, peace gathering of Aldea.
I suppose that makes me ask a better question, because it's been rummaging in the while. If you're one of the Majestic Warriors, I guess, and if you know everything that's going on in the capital, most people I know who can have access to the capital stay in the capital. So, I guess why come all the way out here?
Ultimately, the Queen asked, and we were those who were ready and willing and able. The
Kind of
capital
looks at you with one eyebrow open with that.
The capital is a fine land. It certainly sports wonders beyond most lands can boast of, but we are all the Queen's servants. We must do as the Queen requests.
No ulterior motive of any kind?
Nothing sinister. My wife and my children came to visit Idrei. Figured I'd make the trip to visit them.
Interesting.
This is our hometown, after all, so it was only fair they returned for the spring festivals that often happen there.
Hopefully they stay safe. It's an unfortunate time given the recent raiding.
Well,
as long as they stay in the town, they should be safe. Kind of knocks on a tree.
Well, again, that is part of why we are here. To secure the city, to stave off any future raids, and pave the way for the rest of the reinforcements.
Yeah. Well, kind of looks over at the two prisoners that continue to work. That is something. I do enjoy, I know you have a good story to tell to help pass the time. Just,
Always. Is there a particular muse or story you're interested in? I could dredge up the old hymn book if needed, but...
how about one about overcoming unexpected odds through the... oh, what's the phrasing? When there's a dire battle, and it seems impossible, but through the Allfather's power, we were able to overcome.
Oh.
You have a ballad of something like that?
Certainly many. This is not the first time we have gone up against superior numbers and greater fortifications. But, as you say, the All-Father guides our hands and leads us always to victory, as long as we rest in his name. I'm sure I can find something. Give me a few minutes and I'll set myself up more centrally, if you wouldn't mind. It's always good for everyone to hear an encouraging word.
It would be nice. And then me and... wait, did you say your name was Baruch?
Indeed.
He laughs. Would you believe his name is also Baruch?
Well, his mother named him well.
I'm sure it would. He might blow a... I don't know. His skull might shatter upon learning someone else had the same name as him.
Well, let's not subject him to that, then. He can merely refer to me as the High Griot. Or just Griot, if lofty titles are not important.
I think he might refer to the High Griot.
Most have.
He may be carefree, but he at least knows how to give the elders their respect.
I suspect he would not. He might find good company with young Skylar over yonder. She also is adept in the magical arts, so maybe they could find common ground, good company together.
Well, maybe when we have our dinner for tonight, maybe I could introduce them to each other. We'll have Elion and Kanaz, Yap Yap stand guard for that, while we do a shorter rest, and then we'll stay on guard until the morning.
We plan to leave before first light. I would like to reach the canyon near the ruins as the dawn rises. It will give us at least some cover as they are squinting against it. And potentially set up a counter-offensive where we can overrun them and take the ruins from them.
Oh, it's a bold strategy.
I
like
find fortune and the Allfather favor the bold.
It's kind of one of those he helps those who help themselves scenarios.
More, he helps those who keep their faith in him. A bold move is someone who has faith he will see it through the end of the day.
True. And the sun rises, the sun sets. Except for that one scriptural story I remember. The sun stood still for hours and hours and hours and hours.
A great story, to be sure. Not one of mine, before my time, of course.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Although it does make me wonder. Since we do think that Eretz is round, what if you're on the other side? The night that just would never end.
Well, then,
Don't think about it.
perhaps they
Crazy
just
talk.
got a well-earned long rest.
I like your optimism.
It's important in these times. It's easy to see the negatives, and the dangers, and worries, but it's always good to remember that we are a blessed people, in a blessed land, serving under a mighty queen. And the All-Father will see us through. Anyway, I should not tarry long. I will prepare my hymns and such for the evening meal. When everyone is gathered, I shall bolster us. Tales and stories and poems of the All-Father's deliverance.
Whew. Sounds good. You know, these prisoners you captured seem to be working pretty hard. What are we gonna do with them? You're just gonna bring them to Idrei?
I'm sure we can find those who would need of them, their strong backs.
I mean,
If
are we
nothing
gonna
else.
carry them in the carts? I don't think we want to give them weapons.
Certainly not. But they are interested in a reform. As they have explained to me, they seek a better life, one they should not find among the demonic pacts of Sharrukin.
Yeah, I've heard stories of punishment in Sharrukin territory. You know, you trip, you sneeze, get your hand cut off.
Aldea should always be a place where those who make themselves useful can always find a use for themselves.
Well, let's hope that change of heart stays. Anyhow, I do appreciate your stories. Maybe we'll hear another one over at dinner.
He nods and head off. And at dinner he pulls out his instrument of illusions that allows him to make simple visual effects in a 15-foot radius around him, and it accentuates the stories that he tells.
Wonderful. I don't know if anyone has any other NPC or PC to PC interactions they want to do. I don't have anything else scheduled for tonight.
I'll make sure to give Baruch one of my sending stones.
Perfect.
Help coordinate, or if there's a change of plans.
Yeah, because it sounds like if I got the order of operations next session, Tuule, you're basically going to go back the original path, fly around, see if there's any evidence of Sarah the cleric, where she may have been taken off to.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paul is basically going to infiltrate on some nearby mountains, get a better view and angle point.
Find the high ground.
Find himself a nice hunter's blind and go hunting.
Go hunting.
Be
And
very quiet. I'm hunting Sharrukins.
And then everyone else is going to basically go with the caravan and then strike with the sun at their backs. Sounds good. That'll be a 3-part adventure for 3-part conclusion for the conclusion, and then sounds like a lot of fun.